The America I know is full of courage and optimism and ingenuity. The America I know is decent and generous.
And the president's endorsement?
I'm asking you to join me to reject cynicism and reject fear and to summon what is best in us to elect Hillary Clinton as the next president of the United States.
Donald Trump also making headlines when saying this about Hillary Clinton's emails in the wake of allegations Russia may have had something to do with the DNC email leak earlier this week.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
The Clinton campaign claiming those comments endangered national security. The theme for Day 4 of the Democratic National Convention is Stronger Together, with the main highlight, of course, being former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton formally accepting the Democratic nomination for president. For KLIF 2016, I'm Eric Bushman.
KLIF News Time is now 5:17. Well, starting on Monday, some Texas students will be able to carry concealed handguns to class. Open carry, or campus carry, takes effect on August 1st.
Emily Taylor is an attorney with Texas Law Shield in Houston. She joins us live right now. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning.
First of all, can you give us some idea of how many colleges have opted out of open carry?
Well, the only colleges allowed to opt out are private colleges. And campus carry only goes into effect for four-year colleges on August 1st. We actually have to wait until August 1st of 2017 for this to be effective for junior colleges. So really we're looking at a pretty small percentage of colleges and universities who can opt out. But of those private colleges and universities, I actually don't know of one that has not chosen that option. I believe that they are, from what I hear, virtually all opted out.
University of Texas is one of them that will have the new campus carry law on campus. But a number of professors have actually filed a lawsuit to stop that law from taking effect. Are they going to be able to get that looked at before this takes effect?
No, and I cannot imagine that lawsuit will be effective. Really, this is just one more reason to sort of roll your eyes at the gun laws and the attitude about guns when we think about Travis County. The legislature has spoken, the people have spoken, and ultimately campus carry changes very little in terms of how our gun laws look around a college campus.
One thing that always is kind of confused me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but at some campuses, a student will be allowed to carry a gun on campus, particular parts of a campus, anyway, but not in dorms. And it's like, well, where are they supposed to keep their guns then?
Sure. So actually, I think it would be pretty straightforward. We have a very simple law, which is that if you carry a license to carry a handgun in Texas, you may now carry that handgun into the buildings of college campuses. So as of today, right, as of July 28th, I could actually, with my license to carry a handgun, go to a college campus. I could walk around the campus grounds carrying that handgun. I'm just prohibited from entering a building. So on Monday, the only thing that changes is now with my license to carry a handgun, I can walk inside the building. People who have a license to carry are very accustomed to looking for particular signage, which is a 30.06 sign, which is what prohibits someone who carries a handgun under a license from entering a building. And so that is how colleges and universities will mark off the prohibited zones. So actually, I think that the law that the legislature drafted in 2015 for campus carry, it's quite brilliant. And I think that in practice, it'll be very simple and very easy to understand. So
dorms are prohibited from carrying the gun inside of?
Now, my understanding is that dorms are not prohibited, but that specifically written into the law is that colleges and universities can really regulate how that person carries the firearm in the dorm. And that is for a very small percentage of people because, of course, since you have to have a license to carry a handgun in order to engage in campus carry at all, you have to be 21 to get that license and have gone through the training and through what's now, 4 months or greater wait with the DPS in order to actually get that license returned to you after application. This will really affect very few students. We're talking about faculty and staff with this law for the most part. But my understanding is that if you are a student living on campus, you should be able to take that pistol into your living space, but that the university can regulate how it's stored. And there's really not a lot you can do about that. They could say something potentially as strict as, well, you can have it in here, but you've got to unload it the second you get into your room and then store it in this safe that we're going to sell to you and nothing else.
I was going to say, aren't some of the schools setting up sort of like lockers for these weapons? And how many 21-year-olds live in the dorm anyway? Exactly. And so, we're really panicking, I think, about this law in the same way we did about open carry. And look at what happened there. We've not had any instances with, people just going like crazy cowboy in the street, right, because they're open carrying and shooting one another. I think we'll see the same thing here. People who hold a license to carry a handgun in Texas are some of the safest, most law-abiding citizens that we have. So the fact that they can now carry that handgun into a building of a college campus, this idea that now that because it's there, they'll start shooting each other when things get tense, it doesn't play out that way in any other arena that we've seen.
It's interesting to me that after almost 8 months of open carry in Texas, I haven't seen anybody, not one person, openly displaying a gun. And I think that's probably the better part of valor. And it points to to what you just said, that people are very responsible with their guns. Now, does open carry apply to the colleges, or is this all concealed?
This is all concealed. Open carry is going to be strictly prohibited on a college campus. So that's actually not only inside the building, but that's going to be everywhere on the campus grounds, including parking lots, parking garages, sidewalks outside the campus, things of that nature. So there unfortunately will not be signs to warn us. The colleges do not have to post what's known as a 30-07 sign, which is our equivalent to our notice for no concealed carry. That would be your no open carry notice. Colleges don't have to post that. It's just a prohibited place by law. So it's something that's very strict that you have to know and keep in mind.
All right, Emily. Well, thanks so much for that very useful information. We do appreciate it. Emily Taylor, attorney with Texas Law Shield.
By the way, I told you that my wife and I went to the CHL classes required in January. Mm-hmm. Applied for the licenses in January. Still haven't gotten them.
Still? You need to call.
I did. The problem is you can't get through to anybody at DPS because they're so you get a recording saying
this month is in jail after one of the victims identified him in a photo lineup.
One happened on the 3rd near Houston Street, and the second was near the West End Station on the 25th.
They didn't happen on DART property. It's just kind of where they met. We notified DART, and they're working to see if they can obtain any evidence for us.
In both cases, police believe the victims knew the suspect. He's described as a black man in his 30s with tattoos on his face and arms. There could be other victims, so Herrera says if anyone has any more information, they'll hopefully come forward. Jay Howell, KLIF News.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency tracks all kinds of disasters and has put all that information into a free app. Vanessa Windens with FEMA Region 6 in Denton says that includes information about how to deal with extreme heat, which we've gotten our share of lately.
It provides safety tips to help families and individuals prepare for and recover from more than 20 natural and man-made hazards, and that includes hot weather.
Also, she says with hurricane season underway, it could come in handy in planning your vacation to the coast. You can get it at the App Store or Play Store, and best of all, it's free. Beginning Monday, students will be allowed to carry guns into classrooms at state-run colleges and universities.
Emily Taylor is an attorney with Texas Law Shield in Houston. She says, though there is a lawsuit filed by a number of college professors to stop open carry, it's not expected to change the law.
The legislature has spoken, the people have spoken, and ultimately campus carry changes very little in terms of how our gun laws look around a college campus.
Some people fear that pistol-packing students will put a damper on classroom debates over controversial issues. Dave Williams, KLIF News.
Now, check of your money. Here's Spencer McGowan with Net Worth Radio.
Big technology buyouts continue, and West Texas Intermediate crude oil continues a short-term implosion. Database giant Oracle paying $9.3 billion for NetSuite, and it still leaves Oracle with about $47 billion in cash and cash equivalents. That kind of war chest, Microsoft has about $80 billion, mean that the old tech buyouts of new tech companies could continue the rest of the year. On the ugly side, West Texas Intermediate crude oil falling to about $41 a barrel after touching $52 just a few short weeks ago. U.S. equity prices essentially flat. I'm Spencer McGowan, NetWorthRadio.com, McGowan Group Asset Management.
KLIF News Time, 7:06. Let's take a look at KLIF right now traffic. Southbound I-35E at Wheatland. A wreck blocks the two left lanes. Headed northbound to I-35E near Beckley. You'll find a wreck in the two right lanes. Southbound 67 at Hampton. An accident blocks the HOV and the left lanes. A wreck on I-20 that's eastbound near I-35E has the two left lanes taken away. And the right lane blocked on I-30 in Arlington that's westbound just before 360. Now the KLIF News and Information Forecast with News 8 meteorologist Ashton Altieri.
Well, there is a chance for thunderstorms across North Texas tonight. Most areas won't see storms, but a few of us will, and anyone who does could experience some very gusty wind over 35, 40 miles per hour. Tonight's low 78. Tomorrow, partly sunny, hot and humid, high 97. It'll feel like 101 in the afternoon. Heat index will exceed 100 through the weekend. High 98 with sunshine on Saturday, 99 on Sunday as we wrap up July, and then 100 degrees with sunny skies as we start August on Monday.
Right now it's 93 degrees. For instant updates from KLIF News, text KLIF to 676.